Mark, let's just jump straight in on the deal you announced this morning, the acquisition of Nesco, which is a heavy construction equipment rental company. Why do you get into a space like that when, on paper, we're late cycle, construction normally sort of lags down as the economy goes? What's the thesis here?
Yeah, so what attracted us to Nesco is its end markets, which are utilities, telecom, and rail. And so it's a play on the infrastructure boom that's been happening actually for decades and is only projected to increase in the future. Those three end markets have $100 billion of annual spend. And so the company has had tremendous growth in the last couple of years. EBITDA has grown 53% since 2016, and we think that's only going to accelerate after this transaction.
Now, when I look at it next to some of your previous investments, this is your fourth SPAC. Your previous ones include an adventure holiday company, mortgage REITs, and PR, cloud software company. Help me out here. What's the connection between these four?
Yeah, really the connective tissue between all these is they're all growth platforms. So they're all companies that were industry leaders before we met them, that experienced strong growth, but that we could be a catalyst with both our capital and our help to accelerate their growth and turn them into even bigger and more successful companies. And we're really proud of what we've done because that is what's happened. And
your help is, as much as anything else, is giving them a quick route to the public market, saving them some of the sort of headache of an IPO. What else does a SPAC bring to a company that's already, as you say, it's sort of got successful operations in the private market?
Yeah, so we're very active investors who, over the course of our career, have worked closely to help build a large number of world-class companies. And so we roll up our sleeves. We partner with the management teams. We help them with their strategy, their financing, their M&A, their recruiting. And we're really active partners to help the businesses.
And when you are going out to look for these companies, we were talking about this earlier, you sort of scour the earth to try and find any opportunity in regardless of the sector. Who are you coming up against? Who are you seeing out there really competing for the bid?
Yeah, so our philosophy is that the right companies for SPACs are, there's ones that are really well situated for this as a solution to whatever they're facing, but you really do have to scour the world to find them. So we look at 150 companies a year, and we try to find companies that actually aren't in a process of any kind, and in fact, the first three weren't. This one had identified this as a potential path to improving the company. But oftentimes they're not even in the middle of doing something, but talking to the executive team or the owners, they say, I have a problem, and we say, we can help you solve it.
All right, so help me understand this. When I think of the SPAC industry, and as Caroline alluded to, it's sort of going through a little boom at the moment. It's all about individuals, right? It's people like you, it's people like Marty Franklin, it's Chin Chu, who's obviously out there with his. We don't see the institutions really doing it. So if I give my money to a SPAC, what do I get that I wouldn't get with traditional private equity?
Yeah, so I think it's a way to play private equity style investing in the public markets. And that's what we've done. And if you look at our returns, not only are all three of our deals in the top 10 of 130 SPACs raised since 2009, but they've all beaten the market pretty significantly. And so for people who want to play private equity type investment, but want to do it through the public market, I think we're an ideal way to do that.
And obviously, when you are going to go out with a SPAC, and I'm sure you're going to go out with number 5 in not too long, you need to go and raise the funds. We saw this really dramatic pullback in the credit markets in December. It's slightly played out into this year. How is the fundraising environment right now?
I mean, the SPAC market for the right sponsors, I think, is generally almost always available. And I feel like when we go out again that it will be available to us. But it does ebb and flow over time. And we'll see at the time that we go out. But I feel good about our prospects for raising 5 when we do that.